The person who had feelings. Once there was a very small person who had feelings. He had many feelings and he got them out every day. His family liked him when he showed his feelings. So he started wearing them on his sleeves. Then one day his father said he didn't like to see this small person's fear feeling anymore and he tried to pull it off. But the fear feeling would not come off. So the father said he would give the small person some tuff to cover his fear. It was very hard to cover the fear with tuff. Mother and grandmother helped. It took many days. Now you look wonderful, father said when it was done. We have covered some of your feelings with tuff. You will grow into a good, strong person. When the small person was a little older, he found a friend. The friend wore his feelings on his sleeve too. But one day the friend said, "My mother wants me to cover my lonely feelings and I will be different from now on." And he was. The small person decided to hide his lonely feelings too. And he got some anger from a stranger. He put big patches of anger on top of his lonely. It was hard work trying to cover the lonely feelings. One day, when the small person went to school, some of his lonely started showing. So the teacher kept him late and gave him some guilt to cover his feeling with. Sometimes at night, when he was alone, the small person would look at his feelings. He would pull off the tuff and anger and guilt and look at his lonely and fear. Then he would have to take a long time putting the tuff and anger and guilt on again. One night he noticed his lonely and fear were growing and beginning to stick out around the patches. The small person had to go out to find more anger to cover the lonely, and he got the entire tuff his father could spare to cover his fear. The person grew bigger and he was very popular. Everyone said he could hide his feelings very well. One day the person's father said he had proud feeling and he would share it because the person was growing up with so much stuff. But the person couldn't find any place to wear the proud feeling because the tuff was getting too big. The person had trouble finding room for any other feelings on his sleeves. The tuff and anger were all that showed. Then one day the friend told the person a secret. "I am not really like you. My tuff and anger are only patches to hide my fear and lonely." The person sat very quietly and didn't speak. Then he carefully pulled a little edge of his tuff back and showed his fear. And the friend saw it. The person folded back a corner of his anger and the friend saw his lonely. Then the friend reached out gently and touched the person's fear. And then he touched his lonely. And the friend's touch was like magic. For a feeling of acceptance appeared on the person's sleeves. And when he looked, he saw that he was different. All his real feelings were showing and his tuff and anger was smaller. And then the person knew that whenever someone gave him acceptance, he would need less stuff. And then there would be more room to show his real feelings, whatever they were. Happy, proud, love, sad, warm, strong, hurt, good and lonely. After listening to this story, ask few questions to yourself. Like, how do you hide your feelings? What happens when you show your feelings? Which feelings do you not like? Which feelings do you like to have? Who do you talk with about your feelings? Get your answer. Thank you.